trust, so pay we must, we owe it all to you.
Anybody who has any kind of debt or is even thinking about getting any kind of debt should see this movie. Well done, well done.
I think it's the most incredible piece of filmmaking I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, come on.
With the exception of Sun City. With one exception.
How much did that cost me, that endorsement? You know, say this. We were in Los Angeles at this theater. We were supposed to be in a small theater. We ended up in a big theater with a fantastic screen. It looked fabulous. I was so excited as a filmmaker to see it looking good. But more importantly, I was really pleased that so many people really found it moving and useful to them. And that's really all you can hope for as a filmmaker, that your work has some impact. And I feel this is going to have a lot more impact. And that's what's exciting.
And talked to my local public library because they screen documentaries all the time. And it just made me angry, and I thought, if I'm angry, why won't anybody else be angry?
I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I myself am in debt only because of my own business that I started and financed myself. So I'm trying to get myself out of that at this point. But very, very informative, and I thank you for doing such a great job. And I'll tell all my friends.
Since 9/11, there's been a tidal wave of dissident docs. And Danny Schechter has been in the forefront of surfing that wave.
I'm a journalist. I started in high school journalism. I kind of evolved into print journalism, radio, newscasting, local television reporting. I worked at 2020 at ABC for 8 years. I was part of the startup at CNN. And then we started a company called Global Vision, an independent production company, and we've been making films for the last 20 years. You're a lawyer dealing with these issues. You feel the film has relevance that should be seen?
It not only has relevance, I think it is a must-see. I especially like the issues that you bring out with respect to the advertising that goes into these, because most people feel that they got themselves into this mess somehow, and in reality, these companies are out there marketing very cleverly to people, saying, you know, we will lend you $10,000 based on just trusting you. All you got to do is pay us X number of dollars a month. And the fact of the matter is, they're not lending the money because they trust you. They're lending you the money because they're making a hell of a lot of interest on you, and they don't disclose that to you until you've signed on the dotted line. So this is a great movie, and I recommend it highly.
It was an excellent film, but one thing I wanted to, if you could address just personal responsibility and how that goes into this whole process, because I think a lot of people just want to, so to speak, keep up with the Joneses these days.
Now, we did mention that in the film. I do mention it in my talks as well. I agree with you. You know, it's not a simple issue. We can't just blame someone else. We have to take responsibility too, obviously. You know.
I thought it was great, very informative, and I'm going to make sure my daughter sees it.
It's a very worthwhile message.
This is my third time that I'm seeing it. I think it's great, and I think the youth of America should see it in their schools.
I loved the film. It was very well done and enlightening, and it kept your attention. It was very entertaining at the same time, but it's definitely an issue that everybody needs to learn more about, and this film really helps that issue.
I think that if this is properly displayed to the right groups, that a grassroots effort could do a lot of movement in Congress and the governmental agencies to help the consumer.
If you have any suggestions for how we can deepen this campaign, how we can reach more people, if you have any way to support what we're doing, please talk to us. We'd appreciate it.
I loved it. It was very informative. I got to watch it again. I'm actually going to get the DVD.